Jerome Powell and the Fed may have just saved the market because they didn't just cut rates today, they're also adding to their balance sheet officially, much faster than I certainly thought they were going to. So let's talk about it. So what did the Fed announce at 2 o'clock, just 15 minutes ago? They announced that they will be cutting rates again for 25 basis points, or by 25 basis points. This was to be expected. What the surprise was, is that they are officially going to begin adding to their balance sheet again, meaning the Fed is going to be going out and purchasing treasuries and putting money back into the market directly at the tune of $40 billion a month. And this is the most powerful tool the Fed has to influence and drive the market upwards and boost liquidity. They did state that this is not quantitative easing. This is them simply wanting to make sure that there's enough liquidity within the banking system. But I mean, if it looks like a pig and it sounds like a pig, the saying's with a duck, whatever, it's a pig or a duck, right? But I do understand what Jerome Powell and the Fed are saying. This isn't full-on quantitative easing because this is actually a pretty small amount. $40 billion sounds like a lot, but typically during a time where there isn't a financial crisis like COVID or 2008's Great Recession, like in the 2014 to 2015-16 timeframe, the Fed was putting $85 billion a month into the US Treasuries. And then during those times of major economic pressure and very large quantitative easing, we were doing something like 100 to 125 billion dollars a month into treasuries being added onto the Fed's balance sheet. So this small amount of quantitative easing is small, but it is quantitative easing, right? Don't let what they say fool you. It is taking money, putting it into the market and adding assets onto the balance sheet of the Fed. That's quantitative easing. And these $40 billion of treasuries will begin being bought on December 12th over a 30-day period. And every single 9th day of each month, the Fed will announce how much or how many more treasuries they will be looking to purchase over the subsequent 30 days. And markets across the board should like this a lot. The start of quantitative easing is a pretty big surprise, I would say. I mean, everyone knew it was coming, just probably not as quickly as this. So this should be a benefit. Right now, Bitcoin is actually flat after going up initially at the news, but Jerome Powell does speak in 10 minutes. So the volatility will certainly increase based on what Jerome Powell has to say.